After millions of views and thousands of comments, LC Sign and I finally got on the same page.
I want to apologize to Shivem because I can feel what he felt.
Before we go any further, I just want to say I don't want any hate towards LC Sign or Tony. We've already spoken directly, and we reached an agreement. This video is not about dragging them. It's about telling the whole story from start to finish without any misinformation. It all started when I ordered this custom Half-Life light box from LC Sign. I was hyped. It would be the perfect size and the perfect collectible for any Half-Life collector to have in their room. In hindsight, I've learned a lot about the legality of selling fan art, especially like this one. At the time, I genuinely thought it was fine. You see thousands and thousands of people selling fan merch on Etsy and other marketplaces. But now I understand the rules much better. Either way, that's not relevant anymore because I'm not selling it. Back then, I just wanted to make something cool and share it with other fans. So I sent my design file confident it was gonna turn out great. Here's the full first video that I posted on TikTok that went viral. Here's why I'll never buy from LC Sign again. I created this Half-Life poster, and I thought it would look great as a light-up sign. LC Sign is all over TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, and people say their light boxes and signs are genuinely amazing. So I saw the hype and I thought, hey, why not? Maybe I can sell something. Until I opened the box. At first glance, it wasn't so bad, but when I noticed that the top was cut off, I knew something was up. When I took the picture out to take a look, I found countless scratches, marks, and I could even see the individual pixels of the picture. It's even more apparent when the light box is actually lit up. I didn't even want a refund at first. I just wanted them to fix their mistake. This is just not the quality that you would expect from a huge company like this. But they decided to make my life difficult. Apparently it's normal to have pixels on your poster. Am I being gaslit? It took a couple months, but I did get a refund from my bank. So yeah, there's no way I could sell this to anyone in good conscience. I'd be refunding customers left and right. It sucks because the idea was solid, but the execution from LC Sign, not so great. So if you're a creator thinking about scaling your store with light boxes or signs, skip LC Sign. Or don't, find out for yourself. But let me know if you actually had a good experience with them or if I'm just tripping, because this ain't it. So that was the video that set everything in motion. A lot of people jumped in saying that this was my fault, that my file wasn't good enough, that it was supposed to be a vector file. Here's something worth noting. Companies like LC Sign are not just print-on-demand marketplaces. They're a full-service shop. And what that means is they typically have a proofing process or quality control step before anything gets shipped out. And in my case, either that process didn't happen or something slipped through. And that's really where my frustration came from. So I made a follow-up video, which I've since taken down because it's not relevant anymore. At the time, I thought that I could squash the backlash by providing receipts. It was my first time dealing with hate on this scale, so I figured if I show some proof, I'll clear it right up. That didn't work.
Anyways,
the hate didn't just keep coming, but it shifted. New angles, new claims. So I made another video. LC Sign's own website confirmed that my file was fine. Something that I noticed during all of this, and this happens with any brand or creator, is that people can be so fiercely loyal even when there's valid criticism. Clearly they enjoyed the content that LC Sign puts out. I did too. That's why I ordered. Those people will defend the brand no matter what. And to be clear, I get it. I've probably been loyal to brands before too, without even knowing it. But when loyalty turns into dismissing any criticism without looking at the facts, it makes things a lot harder to address. And that's exactly why I wanted to show my full experience here. Look, I've been sitting on this video idea and biting my tongue for months. And the worst part is, the only way to get a resolution like this is to post a video and hope it goes viral. And in all honesty, I think that's the only reason that LC Sign even responded. And that should make you wonder, how many more times has LC Sign gotten away with this? You should be able to separate the quality from the charisma. But just because his videos are funny doesn't mean that his products are going to be good. And that's common sense. I started content creating because of my love for Half-Life. You can see the first ever short that I came out with was about Half-Life. My whole channel was founded on Half-Life. My idea was that I would build a web. This LC Sign video, even though it was kind of about Half-Life, it stretched a little too far. So after all this backlash, LC Sign actually sent me an email. And they basically admitted responsibility for everything. While I could have just accepted this apology and moved on, I didn't feel like it was enough. My experience wasn't great, and I hope you guys know that for a brand of this size, this scale, it shouldn't have been as bad as it was. And I know mistakes happen, but the customer service was not good at all. So I replied to the email, and here's what I said. To my surprise, they responded and were willing to send me an apology video. I immediately agreed because that's all I really wanted. When I saw this, I thought, okay, this should settle it.
What's up, guys? I'm Tony. A few days ago, one of our customers, Shivam Vats, posted a video about the quality issue of our Lightbox products. I think it's necessary to make some clarify. Number one is the low definition printing results. After I checked the file that has been uploaded by Shivam, I can confirm that he did upload a file that is 100% high quality definition enough. It was our mistake that we mistakenly compressed the quality of the product while shifting the format of the image. It was a rare case, but it was our mistake. We will now double check all finished files before printing to prevent this matter. Secondly, are the scratches on the posters. We'll work with production team to fix the problem. I still appreciate Mr. Vats shared this information with us. And finally, it's the responses from our customer service. After reviewing the history of the email, I realized we did brought a poor experience for Shivam, and it was because our sales service wasn't professional enough on the manufacturing and communication. I want to apologize to Shivam because I can feel what he felt. I also want to say thank you for pointing out what we could do better on the quality and customer service. We're working on the 3 matters above, and I want to say thank you.
Tony publicly apologized and acknowledged the issues, and he pledged to improve the quality control. But there was a problem. For some reason, the apology video was not getting recommended on the For You page. This meant that 2 million people saw the start of the drama, but not the end. So I made one last video to share my final thoughts. 1 million people saw the drama, but almost no one saw the resolution. Hey, I'm Shiv. This is my final short video before my long form video on YouTube. So LC Sign responded. They owned up to the issues, apologized publicly, and even held up the fan art that I made for Half-Life. That apology post, it only has 30,000 views at the time of recording, whereas the first post almost has 1 million. My field is advertising, and I've been doing graphic design for 7 years, and 3D printing for 4. I never set out to cancel anyone. My video was about transparency and accountability, not destroying a company. But the algorithm pushes outrage, not resolution. That's why I'm making this. If my post gives even one person the courage to speak up when they've been wronged, then it did its job. And to LC Sign and Tony, thank you. You didn't have to respond, but you did. And as a brand, that says a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep holding companies accountable, especially to the standards that they set for themselves. And maybe I'll work with LC Sign again someday. I'll be watching. Let me know in the comments if this is what you thought the outcome would be, because I didn't plan for it, but I did hope for it. At the end of the day, I'm glad that small creators like me are able to hold companies accountable and make sure that they can improve on their processes. See you in the next one. I even made it clear that this was going to be my last video on TikTok and I would make a long form video on YouTube, which is what you're watching right now. Even after all that, people are still scattered across my comments, spreading misinformation. That's why I'm making this one final video, to document the whole thing without noise, once and for all. This isn't about winning an argument. It's about showing the full picture. And LC Sign made things right. We've closed the loop, and hopefully this clears up the confusion for good. So that's it. From the order, to the backlash, to the resolution. If you've followed this saga, thanks for hearing me out. I'm going straight back to making my Half-Life and collector related content. So if you're into that stuff, stick around. I've got some big things coming next.